Okay folks, this is a re-recording of the How to Use Google Calendar and Tasks workshop that I presented yesterday. I failed to hit the record button, so we're having to redo this, which is fine because hopefully this go around will be a little bit better. So let's go ahead and dive right in. For those who are tuning in for the first time or you're reviewing this after attending yesterday, make sure you have two things accessed. The first is the resource doc, and it will contain some resources that we placed on here for you. We also have the agenda, what we're going to be covering today, and then the training completion form that you'll want to complete at the end of the session. Okay, so make sure you have access to that. And then we also have our slide deck, and you can reference everything that I've talked about here today by opening up this presentation. And if you go through the slides, starting with my first agenda item, you'll see I have a little screenshot of what it looks like, at least the settings or the result of applying Google Calendar settings. On the slide, and in the lower right hand corner here we have what it is that's referring to. Okay, so on the first slide you're going to find the URL for the resource doc, which is right here, tinyurl.com/training 10-14 capital B. Make sure those are all capitalized there. All right, I'll also put these links in the video description area if you're watching this via YouTube. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to head over here to Google Calendar, and if you're following along, go ahead and launch Chrome. Haven't done that already, and pull up your Google Calendar. All right, first thing we're going to talk about is the program layout. Right now we're looking at month view, and you'll see the ability over here to change your view by this pull down. Right, we can switch from month to day to week to year. That's actually a new option there. I just prefer month. Okay, you can cycle through one month to the next by using your arrow keys here. And if you've ever had the occasion where you're not seeing all of this content over here, it's likely because the menu has been collapsed. So if we click this main menu little icon here, you'll see that the options that were just there disappeared. All right, to get them back, simply click that little hamburger menu and you'll see them once more. Okay? Underneath here is where you're going to see all your My Calendars. These are calendars you have access to edit, and then you have other calendars that will appear down here. All right? Trying to think anything else. Oh, of course, over on the far right you have the side panel, and we'll actually be using this a little bit later. We'll expand that out because Google Tasks is something that we need to discuss. Okay? To get into your Google Calendar settings, you're going to look for this little icon right here, your settings menu. Just simply click that and then go to settings. All right? This is basically the back end of Google Calendar, so all of your preferences can be set here. I'm not going to go through all the settings. You can scroll through these if you like here. All right. Pretty straightforward. These are little hyperlinks that will take you directly to the option in your settings. You just click on them. Okay. And of course down here you also have your settings for all of your My Calendars, which are going to appear here. Just FYI, the little eyeball with the line through it, that means that it's not visible, not turned on inside Calendar. All right, you've subscribed to it, you're just not viewing it. Okay? All right, let's get out of settings. All right, so My Calendar, which is going to be the calendar that has your name on it, that's the calendar that you own. All right, now you notice My Calendar right here, Tom Larson, I have that checked. If I uncheck it, I'm not going to see any of the events tied to my calendar. In fact, the only events that I'll see are going to be some others here, and those are actually coming from this calendar, which is the Alcoa Connects calendar. If I deselect that, I'm just going to deselect all of them. Now nothing should appear on my calendars. All right, get back to the right month. All right, go ahead and check it again, and there are your events. Okay. So again, my calendar are going to be those calendars that you have the ability to edit. All right, or they've been shared with you. All right. Other calendars, those are going to be ones that you've subscribed to. All right. All right. So one situation you might find yourself in is when you're having to schedule a time to meet with a colleague. All right. There's a very easy way to do that inside of Google Calendar. And the way I'm going to suggest is to go ahead first and click on the Create button right here. All right. That will allow you to create an event. And I'm just going to type in the word meeting. All right. And let's say I want to find a time to meet with Megan. She's on the other side of my wall here. So, all right, I'll just go ahead and choose her name. Then I'm going to click this option, this little link. It says find a time. And when we do that, it's going to show my schedule along with her schedule here. All right, looks like she's got some personal items on there right now. Not too personal though. All right, so what I would want to do is I would want to find a time where neither of us are tied up or busy. And then that would be the time that I suggested. So if we choose this option here, it'll actually give us some suggestions, and we could just click on them. Okay. And then if that looks good to you, go ahead and click Save. And you're done. You've scheduled your meeting. All right. I'm going to close out of this and discard it. We're not actually setting that up. Okay. So that's how to find a time. Let's talk about scheduling events. Okay. Again, scheduling is just a matter of choosing the date. All right. So you could have it be an all-day event, or you can add your time manually. And just for your information, yes, you can click on any of these, but you could also type in a specific time. So if I wanted to go 1:07, okay, to 2:33, I could do that. All right. And then, of course, your invitees, you're going to add those here by clicking Add Guests. You start typing a group, those invitees will appear there as well. All right. If you need to reserve a room or location here in the district, you can do that. Simply click here on this link. All right, we'll say rooms. Then we're going to get a listing. There's some suggestions there, but you can go through the buildings. Let's say the high school I wanted to go through. Here's all the available locations. Let's say I wanted to book the Lyceum. I could choose that. Okay, got it. And then that's pretty much it. If there were some other things that you wanted to add, say a description, or maybe create some meeting notes, or add a graphic or a PDF to this event, you could do that here by inserting a link to a website, or add an attachment that would be for your files. Okay. And then don't forget about your notification options here as well. That's sometimes good to set so you don't forget your event is coming up. By default, it's set to 5 minutes before the event. You'll get that notification. You can change that, of course, if you want to. You can have it be an email or a pop-up notification, say on your phone or on your computer. And you can add more than one notification if you like. Okay? All right. Let's keep going here. Discard that. Okay, repeating events. This one is a little trickier. So if you need to set up a event and you need it repeated over the course of, let's say, every other day at a specific time, I think some people, what they'll end up doing is they'll start an event, let's say on a Monday, and they'll just have it go all the way through Wednesday, for 3 days. And that doesn't really represent the actual time that the event is going to occur on, right? So the correct time isn't being reflected there. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to make that change. So let me go ahead and get on over here to November, and let's say I want to create an event that begins at 9 o'clock in the morning and lasts till 11, and I want to have it repeated on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday here, starting with the 8th and ending on the 10th. Here's how it's done. I'll go ahead and I can double click on the day, and I'll call this main event. Okay? Now I don't want this to occur all day, so I will uncheck all day, and I will say 9 o'clock a.m. to 11 o'clock a.m. Alright, so what I want to do next, I want it on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I will say custom, because it is going to repeat Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Right? Actually, I need to set that to day. I misspoke. Repeat every day, and it's going to end, all right, on November 10th. Okay? So November 10th. All right, so it's going to start on November 8th, which is a Monday, then Tuesday and Wednesday. It's repeating one day. All right, we'll click done. And that is all set, I believe, so I'll click save. And here it is, main event, 1, 2, 3, and you can see that it ends. Now if you need to delete that event, simply click on any of the days. Alright, and if you click the delete event icon, you can say delete all events, and then it will completely disappear. Okay? You could have an event repeat every week if you wanted to. You do it exactly the same way. Alright, so I'll type in main event. Alright, let me go to more options here. Okay, not all day. We'll say 9 o'clock again to 11 o'clock. Okay, go down to custom. We're going to repeat every week. Alright, so it's going to repeat on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and we're going to have this end on December 31st. Okay, so let's click done, and now save. Okay, and here it is, main event. There it is on the 15th of November. If I go to December, there it is again. Alright, success. So let's go ahead and delete that event. I'll just click on it, click the trash can, and then all events, and we have gotten rid of it. Okay? I did mention the reminders already, so I'll skip over that. Video conferencing. Okay, this is good. So if you create an event, let's say I'm here in November and I want to create an event on the 13th. Okay, video event. Alright, let me go ahead and give it a time. We'll say 1 to 3 p.m. Alright, if you want to enable video conferencing, this is all you have to do. Click add video conferencing. Alright, then people will be able to join you remotely, should they be invited rather. Alright, of course you have to invite them, and the way you do that is by clicking add guests. Okay, now let me take this a step further. If you have a Google Enterprise account, and there are several in this district who do, you have added controls. So you're going to have the ability to not only invite people via Google Meet, but you can share with them a live stream. Alright, so basically your event can turn into a live stream that guests can tune into, but they actually won't be a part of the Google Meet. They can just watch it. To enable that, you're going to click this drop down menu here and then click add live stream. So if we choose that and then add live stream once more, it's going to generate this URL. All right, and if we click on the link there, actually it copied it, but if I click on it, it's going to take them to a page where they can watch the stream. So whoever had been invited to that Google Meet, the viewer will be able to see all that activity. They just won't be able to participate. All right, and there might be occasions where this scenario would come in handy. All right, of course you would just share that Stream Meet link with who you want the viewers to be. All right, I'll close out of that. And one more time, discard. And again, that's a premium feature. If you are needing that, just let me know. And there's things we can do on the Google admin side to enable that on your account. All right. So to share your calendar with other users, it's pretty simple. Let's say I had a colleague here that worked up at the ESC and I want them to be able to see and make changes to my calendar. I can do that by just clicking on the setting and sharings option here. All right, so if I do that, you can see under access permission for events, all right, I can add other people. I just start typing their name in and then I save it. All right, pretty easy. All right, let me come back here. Also, regarding other people, if you want to see what other people's schedules are here in the district, you just click in the search for people and you can click on the user's name. There's Miss Long, and I can see quickly her schedule, where she's busy if I need to. All right. I believe the default setting here is that your calendar is made available for Alcoa City Schools. So if that's a problem and you don't want it enabled, you'd want to come over here to your settings and uncheck this. Okay. All right. Appointment slots. So this is where that comes in handy. You can see on my calendar I have appointment slots where people have scheduled one-to-one training sessions with me. And if I click on any one of these, I can also go to the appointment page that I have shared out with others. And it's just a matter of them finding the time, the 30-minute slot that works for them, choosing it, typing in where in the description, and then it appears on their calendar and on my calendar. All right. It's an appointment slot feature. And if we go to the district website, you can see sort of how that would be used. Here it is on the About Me section. So if they click on that link, I've actually embedded it here on my page, and the user would just simply find a time that works for them and they would book it. Pretty easy. All right, so here's how you set that up. Let me close out of this now. All right, so the way you would do it is you would just go ahead and double click on the day where you want the appointments to start. All right, and I'll just say tech training. Okay, and I don't want this to be all day. Actually, let me go back here. I made a mistake. I shouldn't have double clicked. Let me discard this. Okay, so if we click one time, all right, that was my mistake. You're going to choose appointment slots. All right, so before we click that, go ahead and name your event. Okay, I'm just going to call it appointment slots. All right, and then choose that calendar event type. And then next you want to decide on how many minutes for the duration. And you can set it to whatever you want here. I'll leave this option set to slot with duration. 30 minutes is fine. I'm going to make the appointment slots available starting at 8 o'clock a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Okay, and let's go ahead and go to more options at this point. So then if you wanted this to repeat, say for a few weeks, you could come down here to custom. You could say, all right, I want this to repeat every, let's say, every Tuesday and Thursday. and we'll have this end, doesn't matter really, in March at some time. So I'll click done. Okay, so it says appointment slots. I'm going to make available time for folks to reserve me 8 o'clock in the morning to 11:30 in the morning, and they can assign 30-minute blocks. They can reserve that for themselves. All right, we'll click save and let's see what it looks like. And there it is, but you can see that there's a mistake. And I made a mistake here because looks like it started on one day and it finished on the next day. So let me go back and edit that. All right, December 11th to December 22nd. Yeah, I need to fix that. There we go. Now I'll save that, all events, and it should be resolved. There we go. Appointment slots on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Okay, and then we can go to the appointment page. This link here, that's what you're going to share with the end user. Okay, because it will take them to this page, which is where they're able to schedule and make the reservation. By the way, as far as canceling the reservation goes, all they would have to do is click on the event in their Google Calendar, and then it deletes it also from your Google Calendar after they've made that reservation. Okay, so let me close out of that, and then I will delete this event here. All right. Creating Google task lists. Okay, so actually before I do that, I wanted to say one word about reminders, because reminders, that's another, you can think of a reminder as another type of event that you can add here. But you're not going to see the option to create a reminder for yourself, which would be right up here, unless you have reminders turned on. So on the left hand side here, you want to make sure that reminders is checked. All right, so we'll check reminders as well as tasks. Then whenever we create a new event here, you will see reminders as an option. Okay, so I actually have a reminder set up for me every day at 2:30. All right, and that is for me to go ahead and pick somebody up from the elementary school. All right, so that's important, and I don't want to forget. And I've got a little notification bell that's going to ring beforehand. All right, so if you need to create a reminder for yourself, something that's reoccurring, again, it's really simple. Just click on a day and then choose reminder. Give it a name. Let's say walk dog. It's something you have to do every day. All right. We're going to say it will repeat daily. Okay. Not all day, but we want it to start at, say, let's say in the evening. I need to do this. 5 o'clock p.m. All right. I'll go ahead and click save. And there we go. So this is every day. It's just a reminder that it's something I have to do. And what's nice is because I set this at 5 o'clock p.m. and I have Google Calendar installed on my smartphone, I will automatically get that notification. All right. I don't have a dog to walk at 5 p.m., so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. Just delete the reminder. This and all following reminders. Gone. Okay. Next, let's talk about tasks. You can create tasks the same way you do reminders. Also, tasks is available over here on the right. So you can see what I have here. I have a few different lists. You have your My Tasks list, and then you have other lists that you can create. All right, so your list is going to be sort of like the folder, and then your tasks are going to be inside those folders. All right, so under My Tasks, you can see I've got a few things here that I don't have a specific timeline as to when they have to be done, but I know they have to be done. All right, so some of these have been completed already. So I'm still working on this one and this one here. I did this one, so I'm going to go ahead and check that off. Now it's done. It's been complete. Let me look at my other tasks that I've set up for a winter break. I've got several things that I need to do. So as I get to those and complete them, I'll go ahead and check those off the list. Alright, so let me come back here to my tasks and let me show you how to actually add your tasks. You're just going to look for this little button right here. Go ahead and choose that, and then you give your task a name. I'll just say new task. Alright, and then any details you can type in right here. Alright, and then if you wanted to attach a specific date to it, you could do that as well. So let's say this one's going to be for the 16th at 9 o'clock a.m. Okay, there we go. So I'll also get a reminder or a notification about this when tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning hits. Now you can sort these any way that you want to. Right now they're being ordered automatically, but if I wanted to change that, we'll just click the dots here. And I'm sorry, if it was set to be ordered by date, you wouldn't be able to move them around. Set it to my order, then you can click and drag them into the order that you like. Okay, if you need to edit one of your tasks, just click on the three dots. Okay, and you can add a subtask, you can delete it. You need to make a quick change to it, just click inside one of the fields here and you can retype whatever it is. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and act as though that was completed by clicking there. Now it's gone. Okay, if you need to add another folder or a new list, just come here to create new list. Okay, so, and I misspelled awesome. So now I have 4 separate lists. And again, these can be reordered if you want to. Just drag the little handle here into the order that you need. Okay. That's all there is to it. I'm trying to think how we go ahead and delete the task list. So this is my newest one. If I just click here, will that get rid of it? No, that'll close out of it. Don't want to do that. I want to actually remove the task. So, no. Maybe this option here. Okay, yeah, I can delete the list here. Now that's gone. Now I should only have, yeah, the 3 I had originally. Okay, there you are. So that's Google Tasks. And again, this is available not only inside Calendar, but if you went to Google Slides, here it is again. It's in Google Docs. Here it is. Okay. So a few different places you can get to it. Okay, that's pretty much it. I did want to show you what Google Calendar and Google Tasks looks like on a mobile device. So if I can switch over to that, here we are. Here is Google Tasks. I'll go ahead and tap on it, and you can see there's my task list. There's the menu. This is where I can create new lists. Okay, to add a new task, just simply tap the button there, type it in. Here's your date. I mean, this is pretty straightforward, not difficult. Let me discard this. Then you can sort it here. So this is basically exactly what we just saw on the computer, just a little bit different layout. Okay, and then of course Google Calendar is going to be shown right here. On the left hand side you'll see the menu. You can change your view there if you want to. I'll leave it set to schedule. That works for me on a mobile device. Here's all the calendars you have access to, which reminds me about something. I'll go back to here in just a second. I skipped over it. And then if you want to create new events, just simply tap the plus symbol in the lower right hand corner. Here's reminders, task. There's your event. All right, give it a title, time, add people, room, location. I mean, pretty straightforward here. Okay, let me go back over here because I did want to talk about subscribing to calendars, and this is useful. So let's say you want to keep a record or be able to see very quickly who has reserved a room. Let's say the Lyceum at the high school. You want to be able to see at a glance who's reserved that. All right, well, I've already set that up. I've subscribed to that calendar, and it's right here. But I'm going to, actually, I'm going to go in and remove that. No, I'm just going to show you how I did it. All right, so the way you would subscribe to a calendar is to come down here where it says Other Calendars, click the plus symbol, and not subscribing, browsing resources is what we're talking about here. So a room or a location, that's going to be a resource that you can browse. So if we chose Browse Resources, here they are, AHS, and then the Lyceum, I have that checked. All right, so it's going to be visible to me. All right, so if it's not checked, you go ahead and check the resource that you want to be able to see, and then you'll see it. All right, so we'll get out of settings here, and let me just say I want to only see the reservations inside the AHS Lyceum. So I will click here and say display this only. Now I'm only seeing those events here. Okay, so that's a quick way for me to see when a certain room has been reserved. All right, and of course if you go back to your settings in Google Calendar, you will see here's all of your settings, and again, if one of your resources that you've browsed for and you've subscribed to is not showing up, chances are on this side of things you have it made invisible, right? Or it's not showing in your list. So simply uncheck that option and you will see it once more. Okay, so if you are watching this training session for the first time, you followed along with everything, thank you for viewing. Go ahead and come back to the resource dock and click on this link right here where it says Training Completion Form. Click on the link, and then it should take you here to this form. Please fill out the information, today's date, and this is going to be how to use Google Calendar and Tasks, and then click Submit, and you'll have a PDF certificate emailed to you with your name on it, provided you spelled it correctly, and then you'll have credit for having attended. All right, that's all I have for today. Again, thank you for viewing. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. And just by the way, if you want to watch any of these videos, go back to the Alcoa website, and under Educator Support Center, go down to Technology, and in the Training Sections area, we have all the recordings here, and you can watch them at your leisure. All right, that's it. Thank you.